What has to go wrong in a game to make you yell at your TV? For me, it's when something that has worked 100 times before suddenly stops working. This is things like trying to vault over something, but it doesn't work, unless you are slightly to the right or left. These types of things are present in every game, and Battlefield 6 is no exception. I'm going to quickly run through all the little things I noticed. After many hours of playing this game, I sunk 34 hours into the beta and 64 hours into the full release so far. While I absolutely love Battlefield 6, these are the things that make me want to throw my controller against the wall. As always, don't forget to demolish that like button, and if you get value out of this video, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Let's get into it. So the first weird thing that happened to me was the ladder bug. Climbing the ladder sometimes would bounce you off and not allow you to climb. Luckily, DICE has already patched this bug, and this has not happened to me since. Go DICE. Most of the bugs that I come across are physics related, which are honestly welcome in my book. I find bugs like this hilarious, and they don't usually disrupt my gameplay. Usually it's after the fact that I've been taken out, and the physics ragdoll my body, or something along those lines. So this doesn't really bother me that much, and I actually kind of find it endearing. There's something kind of special after you go down and your body just flies into the air and you soar across the map and land with a thud on the other side. It doesn't allow you to be respawned after you take a certain amount of fall damage either. I do find this to be very hilarious and very fun. One bug I have not heard anyone talk about yet is the match start respawn screen bug. Every time I first join a game, the cursor goes flying into the left corner of the screen, and I have to fight with the cursor to get it to work with the thumbstick. This is a small detail, but still is mildly annoying. The D-pad works better, but still doesn't select spawns easily. I don't really know why, but this is something that I deal with every time I try to join a game, so maybe it's just me. There is a spawning bug that pops up from time to time as well that does impact the gameplay. This I am really not a fan of, but it happens so rarely that it hasn't posed a real issue, which I am very grateful for. When you first start a match, sometimes you will clip underneath the map and get stuck. I think I only had this happen to me, I think twice so far in my 65 hours of playtime. So all in all, I don't think that this is going to affect gameplay, but you guys let me know if this has been happening to you frequently in the comments, because I'd love to know. But this really doesn't happen to me that often, and then once I actually go back and try to spawn again, it always works perfectly, so it's not like a reoccurring spawning issue, it's just on that one first spawn, so really not that big of a deal. When it comes to challenges, I know DICE is hot on the fixes. I have made it through most challenges just fine, but there are some details about the challenges that I think need to be addressed. Many people have been talking about the 6,000 repair challenge, and I totally agree that it's basically asking people to bot farm, but I think something that would be helpful for the challenges is to provide some context to the player. Like this challenge, for example, get a kill with every type of weapon in a match. Okay, what do you count as the 15 weapons? Is there a list? No? So I'm supposed to have all 15 weapon variants memorized? I can barely remember my own birthday. So please just throw a little list on the right side of the screen with the challenge details to provide help, especially for new players who have no idea what you're talking about. I think this would go a long way to help people out. Player stats are really not something I care about that much, but I'd still like to be able to see my stats. When I look on the player profile, they have score, kills, KD, and revives, then 3 career best stats, all of mine belonging to classes I don't play that often. Then there's my 3 most played modes. But that's really it. I think something that would be really cool is being able to customize the entire player profile section. Let me pick some stats to track and have those listed. They're kind of doing this with the dog tags, but it doesn't work very well, especially for something that's quote-unquote public. It's just a little underwhelming, I'd say. Battlefield 6 is a fantastic game. The campaign was not the best, but that's not what I come to Battlefield for. But oh man, there was some hardcore cheese in there. I think DICE prioritized the main experience of the multiplayer and put out an incredibly fun and exhilarating shooter. Never underestimate what a motivated and driven team can do. I'm down bad for this game and will continue to make content to cover my exploits. My hope in making this video is to do my part to call out potential improvements that can be made for the good of the player base. Let me know in the comments if you experienced any of these bugs, and let me hear it if you think I'm just whining. Either way, I'll see you on the battlefield.